Hey guys, so I just wanted to do a quick little speed and camera performance comparison here between the Google Pixel XL and the iPhone 7 Plus. So these are very interesting phones because it says that you can replace your camera with them. So I wanted to put them to the test here and see if that is the case. And this is like the first Nexus-y kind of phone, which is about the same price as an iPhone, so it's got a lot to live up to in terms of the performance. I have to say, using the phone, it did feel actually like I was using an iPhone, but on the Android OS here, which is quite nice if you've always wanted that. To others it might seem a little bit kind of copying, but nevertheless we're going to have a look here how they compare in terms of the speed and see if there's any differences. Oh, that's not a good start. So I think it's coming with the Snapdragon 821 obviously, and you can see nice and fast with a few of these third-party apps. Two going to the Pixel there, and another one. iPhone strikes back. Pixel then, receptacle. So let's see, we have the App Store. iPhone then. What about some of the suggestions? Let's have a look at the weather. iPhone again. About the news. iPhone again. And what do we have? The photos. So after a strong start, it seems that the Pixel is falling behind a little bit here. Quite similar for that. Do we have any games? So very nice and quick there on the iPhone. And we have this, I don't know where it came from. I think the iPhone opened it up a little bit faster there. And we do have modern combat. Oh, done that one. Going crazy. Real racing. Whoops. So that's weird, you can't actually click on something which is half visible. So again, you see the iPhone seems to be a little bit ahead when it comes to performance of these apps. And you should bear that in mind if you're looking at the Pixel as a competitor here to the iPhone. So we're just going to have a look at the web browsing, see if there's any differences here. Let's go. iPhone a little bit quicker to resolve, but about the same when it comes to the doing this web browsing. A little bit faster to load the video content on the iPhone, and we're just going to Verge it and go. Yeah, so the iPhone again, can see when it comes to the browsing seems to be ahead a little bit here, which is strange really, because the Pixel is packing some heat. It's packing latest Qualcomm 4 gigs of RAM, and we did expect it to at least match the iPhone. So let's have a look at the multitasking. Hopefully everything is good here. One of the great things about Nugget is that you can do real multitasking now, like two things at the same time. Would like to see that on iOS. So a little reload on the iPhone there, but not a massive one. So see the camera. So very identical, probably a different animation with both of them. Do they hold the games in memory? So they hold it in memory, which is good, but the iPhone seems to recover it a little bit faster if we are being strict here. Oh, didn't hold that one in memory. So Pixel had a little fall over there. And this final app, which I'm not going to pronounce, very similar. So I think you can see generally the iPhone is still ahead here of Android in late 2000. Whoa, what was that? In late 2016. So you know, if you're looking at the Pixel as an alternative, you know, it's got nice build quality, but I don't think it's quite up there, you know, in terms of cohesiveness still. So that's something to consider. How do the cameras compare? To do like a comparison here in low light as well as some good light shots, and you know, it gets some very nice shots. The new sensor on the Pixel, I think it's latest IMX Sony sensor in the 300 series. So you know, you're going to get very bright, you know, good images here. I think the iPhones is still a little bit more realistic, if I'm to be honest. You know, I think sometimes there was like a little bit too bright on the Pixel, which I don't really like when it comes to low light shooting. The iPhone has like 1.8 aperture as well, which you know does let in quite a lot of light. In terms of the good light, I'm going to solidly give it to the Pixel. You know, the Pixel completely blows away the iPhone when it comes to the good light shooting, and that's because it has like you know, an amazing depth of field like mode, which allows you to like refocus things. You kind of like on iOS 10.1, you do get obviously the dual camera mode here as well, but it just seems to be a lot more kind of you know, really nice on the Pixel. So if you're looking for photography, the Pixel is not going to let you down. It's absolutely fantastic, and you know, really shows how far smartphones have come, and it's particularly impressive given that it's only f2.0 aperture. So you know, we're very comparable here though when it comes to the video. I did do a 4K test, and I think like the Nexus 6P, the Pixel could do with optical image stabilization to make it as smooth as the iPhones. You can have a look at a quick side-by-side here. One thing I did want to see really was optical image stabilization on the new Pixel, but as long as it performs well, then I'm not too fussed really. So you can see on the screen it looks like the iPhone's probably a little bit more steady here, just walking. So we're going to try and zoom in on something on both of them. So you can see the focusing speeds here. And both seem to be very fast at focusing, which is good. And you do get like an option on the iPhone here to zoom in straight as a button, which is quite useful actually, particularly when you're holding two phones. So overall, you know, in conclusion, I think the Pixel's a good phone here. You know, it's got some nice stuff, particularly over the iPhone in terms of like the display being AMOLED and you know, having fantastic viewing angles, etc. But I think the core performance still goes to the iPhone when it comes to your multitasking and the apps opening and stuff, and as well as the boot up speed. If Google is going to go the way of Apple, it really needs to work on these things to make for a very fast experience. But the camera didn't let me down. I felt it was a fantastic improvement, and I hope you enjoyed the video, found it helpful, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.